Well, hello, 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 and welcome to Wisconsin and to a much improved video. I hope tonight. And that's thanks to Tanya, who is Kiki's sister. And Tanya said she must be watching my videos, so I'm so grateful for that. And she said, you don't have to be filming on a coffee machine. And if you haven't, that's the story of last night's video. So here I am. She has lent me two, I don't know what you call them, pieces of filming equipment. I haven't got it perfect yet, but at least this time, tonight, you won't be seeing, I'm hoping, the black lines. If that happens again, I will cry. I know you're patient with me, but I just don't like it. So I've had the best day, and I've been in Kiki's garden. It's the night before Christmas, as I call it, or the night before Kiki's, and so I thought I'd pick up this piece and stitch along with you tonight. I haven't got anything in my head like for a mini make because I've actually been stitching as prep for our retreat. So this is me having my stitch of the day, if you like, my playtime. I threaded up, oh, have I got a knot in my own? Oh, it looks like that's not good prep. See, even when I try, I can't do it. Okay, let's start again. So how are you going? I know in Australia it's Friday, so that means the weekend is coming. My poor husband is probably still at work, and you know, we're missing each other, but I did say you know, the difference is this is not a holiday, and for me, I'm working, but gee, when you do something that you love, it's hard not to just sound joyous all the time. So I'm very grateful. So I need to thank him publicly for his support of me. And yeah, here in the States, we're on Thursday night. If you have been around for a while, you'll know what I'm doing with Kiki for the next 3 days. If you're new, you've got lots of joy to join in. I've just arrived back at the hotel. I think there's quite a number of us staying here, and it's wonderful to know that already some of the girls are meeting up for dinner and a drink on the night before. Also, shout out to Jenny and Philippa, who have been to exactly, they're from the UK, they've been already today to the Vinnies and the antique mall that Kiki and I went to. So I haven't had a chance to find out how they went, but I'm so delighted that they had a chance to do that. So what am I doing here? This is the flowers and vases that I began in Jaipur. Here is like all of these prints are block prints, and I know I've got a shadow there, but we're just going to live with it. And I hope you get the sense of the 3D of this work. I actually was thinking about that. I love 3D, and I know everything is 3D, but I suppose my layers and my texture are almost becoming more like sculptures. In fact, I was saying that to Kiki. I've got something I need to work on and I'm not thrilled with it. And I was going to start again, but I haven't got enough time. So I said, actually, I'll just go over the top of it. And we say layer upon layer. Now, what has happened here? Oh, this is a new thread. Oh, there we are. Okay. So it's the usual stitch that really I go up and down, turn it into a triangle, color in whatever takes my fancy. And to think, I'm just breathing now. Kiki has just been saying we have to be present. We have been planning this for so long. And it is like Christmas, you know, when I think, or Thanksgiving, or whatever you celebrate, a wedding, or you know, whatever occasion, a big huge birthday party, etc. When you put months and months into planning for an event, and it seems so far away, and you think, oh, we'll have time to do that. And then she has not stopped. And so, but what is done, and what is not done, she is the only one who knows that, because from my eyes, it looks absolutely incredible. We had a team of helpers there today. There was Janie and Angela. Then we had Laurie arrive tonight. So it's like, I go, this is all we need to do. It's about the joy of being together, and the stories have already begun. So I've laughed and I've laughed, I've been touched, and yeah, so that's where I'll be for the next 3 days ahead of flying to Texas on Monday. And that's going to be a joy as well, but we're just going to stay in the moment, and I can feel my nervous system relaxing as I stitch and talk. Does that happen to you? Are you lucky enough to have a stitch group or an online community where you learn and stitch together or make together? Or it doesn't have to be stitching. I was actually listening to, I don't watch because I'm stitching while I do it. I was listening to a YouTuber this morning, and it reminded me, she said something poignant, and it reminded me of when I was in the car with my sons. It's like when you're driving in a car and you're concentrating on other things, that's when the conversations, and often the significant conversations, if you've had boys or have men around you, you might relate. We used to always know that we could put, just in the car, maybe things could be said and shared because we weren't face to face. And I think women are way better at face to face. But what I'm trying to say is, I realize that, there's something lovely about sitting around the table. Have I showed you this? That's a flower, little sneak peek. That's a big flower, but I'm loving doing that, but I haven't finished that. Note to self. I'm looking for what's red. I want to do these flowers here, and I want them pinker than the purple that they are. It's a long time since I've worked on this. So back to that feel good. There's a scientific word for, for it, about those. So I used to have to be very precise with my words. Now I'm almost freelancing. Is it dopamines or one of those things that our brain releases? And I think we humans do that when we're together and feel safe and are linked. And I think that's exactly what's happening with a return to making with our hands. And I know I don't want to offend anyone, because we've been making with our hands for ages, and it's more that I would love. I said this exact conversation today. My greatest joy would be to see my son's generation just embrace stitching and crocheting and knitting. They already are, but just to balance out. They're very health conscious, and I'm sorry if I said this before. They go to the gym, they watch what they eat and drink, and I think there is a place for this for them as well. So this is my favorite flower, this, and my favorite thing to do. I don't think any single one of these flowers has been done the same, but the softness of the wool going through this lovely textile, backed and holding the blanket in my hand. Now I got a a message from Cindy, who is the owner of Paper Crown, and I'm going to be spending next week and a little bit more with her than that with her, said, I hope you're enjoying the cooler weather. It's hot down here. So I couldn't call this cool, but maybe that gives perspective on where I'm going. And as I've said to Kiki and Bob, they've been worrying about the rain that's in the garden and the flowers who get sad and droop. I've seen squirrels. Did I tell you that? I missed a turkey when we were on the road. I missed seeing it because I was stitching. And Bob tells me they've got chipmunks as well. I've never seen a chipmunk in my whole life. And I only see squirrels when I'm in the States. Don't you think that's funny? But that fascinates me. Like, how do some countries have something? Don't get me started on the bumblebee. And others don't. So what I'm doing here is just going into these dark centers of the flowers in different directions. Can you see that? And as I look at this piece, I'm remembering that this is bark cloth, and look how dark brown those flowers are, those leaves are. Something has to happen. Oh, here's a new thing. I'm putting it up on the higher layer. This is where the coffee machine lives, up here, but I've covered it. And because of this lovely tripod lent to me by Tanya, I feel so much more comfortable, which means I might be able to film again. I think I will. Before I leave here, because I'm taking a lens of it. Do you do this? Go back to a work that you haven't touched in a long time and just see it with new eyes. I'm about to do something big about this piece. I need to do a shout out to Felicity, who has shared her progress on July Jingles on Instagram. It's magnificent, and she just messaged and said, oh, she loves the little bird in the cage. If you've been around for a while, is that too much shadow actually? In that July kit had one of my beautiful original, well, not original, they're not mine, but I bought that fabric in Chennai, which was the first place I bought textiles in India. And I haven't seen anything like it since. So I must go back at some point. And I've spoken to you before about how regional I have found that. Okay, let's solve some problems here. Okay, actually, I said I was going to be radical. So I've got, this block print just brought back memories. I'm missing India. That sounds so spoiled, but I can't wait to go back. I'm going back in November. For me, it's my soul food, and with some friends as well. But you'll hear more about that to come. But I remember buying that block print, and she's all gone now. So I need those. Okay, so the whole basis of this piece was it was on black block print, so that was like the wallpaper, and then I used this one as the vase, so flowers in the vases, and I love the print, and I have embroidered around it, but it's just not doing it for me. I think it is interesting. I really like the fabric, but are you ready? I think I need to experiment with a different vase, and I've just show you another one. I brought these over because they're going to start flying to new nests, and someone over here in the States might like some of these. This one is on the block print with a what am I trying to say? A closer pattern on the wallpaper, and then it's got this plain here, and this is the brocade. So this, I've done 2 of these in this brocade, and I really like that. This one, I was trying deliberately to be pattern upon pattern, but it's almost like it could have been the reverse, that this should have been the wallpaper and this could have come in here. So I'm not sure, actually, oh no, I won't move that. So I'm thinking that I will change this vase. And how do we do that? I'll just put something over the top and embroider it in. That's why we love slow stitching. I'm just looking at scraps. Smith Rose Sister Violet, and there's a lot of blue on it, but can you see what I'm trying to do? Increase the contrast from the wallpaper to the vase. Actually, that's not bad. I haven't got many big pieces of that, but that could be a patchwork. See, now I'm suddenly excited. Imagine not that blue. Kiki is so funny about the blue. I think I've told you that. She goes, oh, but it's blue. I go, it's not that I hate blue. I just can't stitch with it yet. And I did famously say that with green, although there's not a lot of green. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Let's solve the challenge of this. Now, with an area like this, I can just color those leaves in, but more likely, I like to add a flower. I've just seen this one here. Gee, it's been a while since I've chatted and stitched with you, and I'm enjoying it so much. Shout out to Linda, who I'll meet tomorrow after being in communication for quite a while. Linda lives in Wisconsin. Yeah, I won't go through all the lists because I'll forget something, but Linda did send me a message today. We were talking about pick-up times from the hotel to get to Kiki's, and she said she was enjoying my Wisconsin videos. So I know that someone's watching them. Okay, here's the fuchsia. Kiki has a fuchsia like this, so I'm thinking that would be quite significant. But see what I've done? I chopped it for there, but I feel already it doesn't belong there, but that it could come over to here. And this is what my eye does. I'm hoping it's not in too much in shadow. I saw the curl of that vine, and it told me it wanted to join to that vine up there. So flower to flower, or does the fuchsia need to need to be, no, I think it can go on there. I've got Princess beside me. If you don't know Princess, she's rapidly becoming quite I won't say famous, but quite well known. Here she is. Kiki wants to put sparkle in her eyes because that's so Kiki. I think we will do that because she's pretty flat-eyed. Is that a term? Okay, that's there. Okay, let me go back to here then. I'm trying to look at what other scraps I've got. Here's a shrine that I bought to do ready-made, but I haven't done it. So I think, yeah, a little rose here might fill in that gap. Flower to flower. layer upon layer and one flower at a time. That's what, you know, that's what I sort of talk about all the time, although it's quite dark. I'll just stand up. I'll cut some of this other bit off. I'm not sure. Actually, I could embroider over it in pinker. But one thing for sure is that leaf can't stay there like that. There we go. More interesting places to stitch. Oh, so many layers underneath me. Yeah, if you could just remind me of where I put my needle, that would be great. I mean, someone said that they rewind the videos and watch them over and over, and they can see very clearly. I'm looking on the floor, I'm looking on the Toad of Hope, and moments like these, I could stop the video or I could go in search of other pieces that might have a needle in them. That's why I like keeping a needle in everything. Nope. My Kiki pouch here. Got lots of pins. No needle. Okay, to my nest. I did have some in here, but I've been working on that today. Okay, just, I mean, surely it must have been when I stood up. I haven't gone away, I'm just in the hotel room. So this happens in real life, and I just need to say, talk amongst yourselves, and a needle will appear. Oh no, I could tell you that this broke in, I was bending down in Kiki's garden. I need to sort this out by Monday when I fly. Okay, I'll go over to another pile of current projects, of which there's about 15 with me. Just an example. This is how I live. There in here, I've got 3 and one's threaded up. So it's easier to see, oh, 2 are threaded up. But that is truly my worst nightmare. I got a beautiful gift. I've had some beautiful, more than one, and I have a beautiful card and gorgeous thing that was waiting for me at Kiki's. Can I show you this now? And I will tell you more about the card and the context and how beautiful this was, but look at this. So, hello lovely lady, you know who you are. That made my day. I am sorry I haven't mentioned it before, but look at those flowers. I've written it up in my diary, so I'm keeping a list of, they're all unexpected gifts and cards. I already have a treasure trove, but love that. So that's a work in progress. That's why I haven't talked a lot, but seeing it was just there. That one needs to go to there. And what was, I'm working on here, aren't I? So let's go a little bit lighter. Use this variegated, this is my personal nest up there. I mean, oh, sorry. I was about to say, what on earth is happening to me today? I'm going to go in here. So nothing I'd rather be doing than stitching right now ahead of dedicated 3 days of joy in a magical surrounding. Every workshop I do is magical because of just the feeling of everyone being together. But to think that I can sit down and talk and stitch is without packing and traveling. But I did, as I said, I used this morning. Poor Kiki was doing the food shopping, working out all the catering, and I stayed here because I needed to look at my suitcase, prep work, do some admin, all those things. Okay, so bark leaves, the leaf that was on the bark cloth is still there, and if anyone ever wants to get it in the future, they can. But for the moment, it's being grown over. Stitched over. And I'm not really worrying too much about the stitch I'm doing. You can see that because I'm just going everywhere. They're quite large. And I really just, to be honest, I just do it. And, you know, if I look from a distance at some point when the work is close to completion and something sticks out, like on my quilt, I change it, you know, fix it. But for me, the process is gardening and just do it like random wildflowers. There's a lot of, what's it? That's a lovely flower, Queen Anne's lace along the roadsides here. It looks so beautiful. And Kiki's actually, even though is it a weed or I don't know that, and anyway, I don't know about the politics of that flower. But she said she's deliberately got it in her garden because it attracts butterflies, I think she said. I've seen monarch butterflies, as I said, squirrels, little hummingbirds, little finches, tiny, just frolic. She's so in tune. And all I do is take pictures. And now Angela, who is a dear friend of Kiki's, is along, and she's going to be our official sort of photographer. That sounds very official, doesn't it? But just to capture the magic. This is a first in Kiki's home. Like she usually only, well, she has had, you know, between the lines, she never says anything, but she's been in magazines and books and had film crews there. She just casually put, you know, says every now and then. But the first event like this, and we have so many places to stitch. So rather than she or I, you know, having our hands full and then thinking, oh no, we didn't take any photos, her friend Angela, who is an artist in herself, is going to do that for us. Now, speaking of that, I think that's probably enough because I have to do other things. I could easily sit here and the light's getting poorer because it's getting darker. So, thanks to the warm kindness of many women, here I am today, the night before, Stitches and Stories. I've been able to film and I'm going to try and upload it so Aussies and New Zealanders and everyone else on that end can maybe see it on Friday night and Saturday during the weekend. And you know, if you're up here with me, just, it doesn't matter if you don't watch it. I've just loved making it with you because I feel I still have energy. So, but I do have work to do now. So thank you so much for being here. Please take care. I'm grateful always. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.